So I was warming up today at the gym. I did some body weight squats. I did some arm swinging. And I walked up to the rack to do my overhead press. And one of the personal trainer was there at the time, and he was with a client, and he was having his client doing some tire dragging or whatever. And the personal trainer just went up to me and asked me, "Hey man, I see you here every single day. Do you squat every day or something?" And then I looked at him, and yeah, he has a funny, inquisitive look on his face. He asked me, "I see you here every single day. I saw you yesterday doing the safety squat bar. And you're here every single day. I see you doing like a different variation every single day, just squatting every day. Do you do that or something?" I told him, "No, I don't do that, but however, I do train legs every single day. Well, almost every single day. If you look at it, I do like a deadlifts or squat variation. I sort of train I would say I would train full body every single day. But yeah, I don't squat every day." And he said, "You're a brave man," and just walked off. Now, I don't really consider myself to be following any program. Well, actually, I guess you could say I'm following my own program, but there's not really a clear structure to what I'm doing. I just sort of go by feel, really. I pick the movements I like performing, and I just go crazy at them. Well, not balls to the wall, but you know, there's certain movements I want to get better at, and that's why I train. And yeah, I do see some progress. I have to be realistic with myself, and that's I personally think I do not have good genetics. There's no one in my family that is actually that strong when compared to other people in our community. You know, like my mom and dad, they're very average. My uncles and aunties, there's no one in my family who's that well nourished. As you know, Vietnam is sort of like a third world country in a sense. We don't have the best nutrition, and most of our people are rice farmers. So we are not carnivorous. We eat rice. We are short people. We're not that strong when you think about it. But yeah, I have to be realistic with myself, and there's no way I'm going to be gaining a bunch of muscle or strength in a rapid period of time. What works for me is what I'm going to stick to in the long term. And what is that I'm going to stick to in the long term is something that is enjoyable to me. And so I enjoy doing this. I don't think I'm going to get better at any of these movements than anybody in a short amount of time. So it's already a long game. So yeah, this is my program. As you can see, I do squats, I do deadlift, I do bench press, I do overhead press, I do weighted pull-ups. Sometimes I do, like some random movements like weighted push-ups, but that's about it really. And oh yes, and I train arms sometimes as well, like curls and tricep push downs. But that's basically it. Now, is it optimal? Probably not. But it sort of works with my lifestyle and my temperament. Like I like going to the gym because it allows me an hour where I can be by myself and be in the zone, and it's sort of like meditating almost. I don't listen to music while I lift. It's like a time in which I get to be by myself. I know it sounds really bad for me to be saying this, but I need at least an hour every single day just be by myself to collect my thoughts, to not be overly hyped and stimulated by caffeine or music or by conversations even. Sometimes I just lift in total silence. And you probably heard of the meme where people go on an 8-hour long flight, not listening to any music, not talking to anyone, just staring straight ahead, looking at the flight safety posters and, you know, just using what is available to them at the moment. Just watching the flight map, you know, raw dogging the whole flights. Well, I think I'm basically raw dogging the gym every single day. Just go in, lift weights, and just be retarded, you know, just staring straight ahead during my rest periods. By the way, I'm not antisocial. I have to tell you this. If you see me at a gym, do approach me. Do come up and chat to me, because I love to talk your ears off about certain things. I'm not that kind of guy. Like, if you do interrupt me during mid-sets, I'm not that mad about it, because, you know, this isn't my whole life. The gym isn't my whole life. Lifting isn't my whole life. If I do get messed up, if I do get interrupted, like, I'm not going to get mad. If you walk in front of me, whatever, I'm not one of those guys, you know. And if you want to work in with me, I would gladly let you do so, you know. Work in with me, talk to me. We're going to get a workout together. If you need a spot, let me know. If you want to share the squat rack, because, you know, all the other squat racks are taken, hop in. Like, I'm not that kind of guy. Yeah, because, you know, I don't really follow my program to a T, you know. Like, sometimes I go off program because I don't really have a program. You know, if it's so I'll tell you what my program consists of. I bench press 3 days a week. I used to bench press 6 to 7 days a week, but I've changed my approach a little bit. Now I go a little bit heavier in those 3 sessions. I basically use the same weight for the whole 3 sessions, and I repeat the same program for about a month, and I try to add weight to it. I know this sounds retarded. There's probably no scientific reasoning behind any of this, but I just like to practice the movement, and I like to get comfortable with a weight before moving up. So that's the progression scheme. I repeat program and the same weight for multiple weeks, and then I try to go for 1 rep max, and then I adjust my weight accordingly. It's retarded, I know, but that's basically what I do. Every single movement, you know, I try to work up to a heavy single, and then I strip the weight down. There's really no reasoning behind this. You know, like, sometimes I use 70%, sometimes I use 80%. You know, basically what I do, work up to a heavy single, strip the weights down, do another 3 sets with 2 to 4 reps, you know, at a lighter percentage. Then do a secondary movement for that particular movement of the day. So say, for example, if I did bench press, and I'm going to strip the weight down, and then do a different movements, like, you know, a pause bench, or, you know, Larsen press. Or if it's squats, then I'm going to be, you know, doing pause squats or tempo squats, stuff like that. Really simple stuff. And by the way, I'm not saying you should copy this. You know, just pick the movements you like, man, and choose the movement you think is going to improve your weakness, and work on them. Don't have to have a super long workout either. It can be 15 minutes every single day. Yeah, that's it, really. And sometimes if you miss a workout, so what? Life gets in the way. You got to go to work. You got to look after the kids, whatever. I mean, I go to the gym very frequently, but I won't hesitate to skip the gym if I have something more important. So yeah, that's my program. I don't squat every day. I can't, and I don't want to do that. You know, I like training, but I like training the entire body. I don't like isolating movements. I like to work the entire body, you know. Maybe my lifting philosophy is why I'm not big. It's why I'm not strong. But, you know, that's what I enjoy doing. And you don't have to follow my program. Anyways, I'm going to go to work now. Thank you for listening to me. Stay strong, God bless, and I'll speak to you soon.